Okay, here we are back inside MatrixGold once again. Thanks for tuning in. I hope the videos are helping you in your designing process. If they are, please tap that bell, for notifications, hit subscribe, leave me a comment, tap on like, and share the content. Today, I just want to talk about one command. So, some of you may or may not know about it, so let's just go ahead and get started on this. First thing I'm going to do is grab me a polyline, right? And just grab it out and drag something like that. I'm going to select that. I'm going to hold down Alt and just dupe it over, right? So I have two curves, and if I go down here to my command line and type in WHAT, we can see it's an open polyline curve, right? So this will not work with parametric commands. So if you were to do a loft or a sweep 2 or sweep 1, it will not work with these commands. But it will work with your other surface non-parametric commands, okay? So if I do a loft here, right? So I just loft these two curves together. Well, before I do that, let's go ahead and accept that. Let's take that curve and this curve, and let's change those to yellow. All right, so now I have, I did a loft. We have kinks right there where all those points are, right? And if I take it and I go down here to my command line, type in what, I can see that it's a poly curve, right? And this is default setting, right? So sometimes you maybe want poly surfaces, and other times you don't. But if I wanted to make this a NURB surface, right? Right now, what I can do is I can explode it so that I can grab each individual segment of the curve or the surfaces that were created, right? Let's go ahead and take those and join them back together. But maybe you want this to be a NURBS curve because you want to edit it a little bit more. So you would have to go down to your edit tools and hit merge, right? Merge this surface here. Well, hold down Shift Control, select pair of surface. So go ahead and take it and nuke it. Okay, and then I'll go in here and select that merge surface. So select that one, select this one, and now if I select it and I go to my window and click on what, I have a NURB surface, right? And what you can do with NURB surfaces is you can turn on points, right? And then you can manipulate it however you want, right? So maybe that's a lot of extra work to go through there and then merge all those surfaces together. Maybe you know right off the bat that you want a NURB surface, right? Because you're going to do some manipulation. Even though you have kinks, you still want a NURB surface. And again, one more time, it will not work with your parametric commands here, but it will work with your other surface commands. So we want a NURB surface from these curves, right? But we don't want to sit there and go through and merge all of them together. It's just a pain in the butt and a lot of extra work. So we're going to delete some of that work. We're going to make this a NURB surface, even with those kinks in there. So what you can do is you can come down to your command line, type in CREAS, crease splitting, right? And click on it. And right here it says splitting creased surface into polygons is enabled. New value. Okay, so we're going to disable this. The default is enabled. We're going to disable it. All right, now if I go to the non-parametric loft and I click on this one and hit enter, and go ahead and just accept that and click on it, my surface, and check it, see what it is. It's a NURB surface already. Right away, it's a NURB surface. So you deleted all that extra work, right? And now from this, you can go in, just turn straight on points and start doing your manipulation however you want to do, right? It would break history, but, that's kind of the... But anyway, that's how you can get rid of it. Now, this will also work with ring rails sweeping, right? So I'll just go ahead and take a size 7. I'll go in here and pick a profile that has some creased edges, or that will have kinks in it. So something kind of sharp. Let's see. Well, this one's kind of okay. So I'll select this one and hit OK. Now, you can see it has kinks, right? Right there and right there. So, I just blew that. Let's go in here, pick it one more time. My bad. Getting click happy. So let's go ahead and just take this, right? So we'll just accept it. All right. And if I take this curve and I explode it, now I have these individual, because it's a poly curve, right? So let's go back. Let's make it back into one curve, but it's still a poly curve. And if I go to my what command, you can see it says NURBS curve, but it has kinks in it, right? So we want to make a sweep out of this. So first, let's go back and deactivate it to set it back to its default here real quick. So crease splitting, we're going to make it back to its default, enable it, right? So if I go to my surface 1 and I select my curve and select my profile and hit enter, and it gives me my surface. And if I select on my surface and go back to the what, you can see it's a poly surface, right? So what you would have to do is if you wanted to make this into a NURBS surface, since you swept it as a poly surface, is one, explode it, go to your edit tools, go to merge, and then select the surfaces to merge, and you can merge it together. And if I go to my what command now, you can see that section that I merged together is now those two poly surfaces I merged together is now a NURBS surface. So then I can turn on points from that surface there. Let's see. Let's turn this to wireframe here. Okay, so it didn't give me the points here and here, just the ones that I merged, right? Excuse me. But there's a way to make it a NURBS surface. Let's go ahead and get rid of all green here. Right off the bat, without having to do all that merging and stuff like that. Excuse me. So what we're going to do is go back to that crease splitting, and we are going to disable it. And now when we go to sweep 1 and we select our curve and then our profile and hit enter and hit OK and give it some shading. And now when I take that surface and I look at it, it is a NURBS surface. So right away I can just go to points and it'll select all my points going all the way around the surface, and I can go in here and start selecting my points that I want to manipulate, and then go in here and type in SELU, and then it selects all those points going around, and I can go in here and manipulate those points however I want, right? So hopefully that kind of just maybe, if you know what kind of surface you're going to be working with, you know what you want to do with it prior to, it's just a simple way of deleting some extra work for you. So hopefully this video will help you. Again, it's just a crease, what was it? Crease splitting. It's originally set to enable, but you can disable it to make a NURBS surface on non-parametric sweep commands to create surfaces. On your parametric commands, it will not do it. And I'll just do the parametric here. Let's see. Do I have it set at? I have it enabled. So let's disable it. So it will create a NURBS surface, right? So if I go to sweep 1 parametric and I select those two and then hit enter, and then I select it, go to what, it will not create, it keeps it as a poly surface. But if you do it with your old sweep 1 non-parametric and then enter, and then select on it and do it, what, you have a NURBS surface. So and that goes with all your surface commands. If it has kinks in it, you can still use those commands to create a NURB surface. So hopefully that helps you, and if it does, please leave me a comment, hit like, and share the content. I really appreciate it. Thanks very much for watching, and good designing.